you know, it's completely just not trustworthy.
Hey,
If I were Kilmar,
yeah,
if I were his attorney, I mean, I'd be like, hey, let's roll the dice. Let's go to
yeah,
trial.
go to trial. I
Yeah,
agree.
let's do it.
I would too.
Yeah.
He has nothing to lose.
Right.
Go to trial. I want to add too. There was a very, very unusual presidential appointment yesterday, and one of the men who received a presidential pardon in Donald Trump's first term, he was convicted of fraud, was yesterday named deputy director of the Federal Bureau of Prisons. I think this is absolutely stunning. I think it's wonderful, first of all. Absolutely wonderful. Since this guy got out of prison, he has devoted his life to prison reform, sentencing reform, and Donald Trump named him deputy director of the Bureau of Prisons. Now, the directorship of the Bureau of Prisons is vacant right now because one of the first things that Trump did in this term, literally the first week he was president, was to fire the director of the Bureau of Prisons. And so, yeah, Joshua Smith. I think this is an absolutely wonderful development. I am disappointed that he didn't call me first because I would have said yes to this job and I would have slashed and burned everything to the ground. But I trust this guy to do it. Pretty incredible.
I mean, you know, of course, the silent part is that the federal system is the least bad.
That is true. The federal system is the least bad. It's the least broken, which says a lot because it's
Right.
impossibly, irretrievably broken. But you're right. Just look at Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, New Mexico, California in many respects. Those systems are broken, maybe beyond repair in some of those states.
Here in New York City, Rikers
Oh, New
Island.
York City, Rikers. It's notorious.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I mean, I would view it as something of a death sentence to be sent to Rikers.
I would agree. I would agree.
There's so much major prison reform that needs to happen. I mean, let's start with you're entitled to medical and dental care as a human being. You know, you're a ward of the state if you're in prison. They owe you that. You told this story about like when you had a cavity, right? I mean, that blew me away.
I had a cavity. Or no, it wasn't a cavity. My crown broke.
Oh, okay.
And I went to the dentist, who's there like one day a week. And I said, I have a crown I think broke. And so he looked, he said, oh, yeah, it broke. And then he said, listen, just between us, I'll patch it up, but you're not going to be here long. So when you go home, just go get a new crown. But my job here is just to pull teeth. None of these guys get real dental care. He said, I just wait until the tooth is rotten and I just pull it out. And you don't want to do that. But he was right. It was a momentary, period of honesty. And he admitted that was his job. Now, this is a dentist who was so bad, he couldn't really be a dentist on the outside and make a living. Just like most prison doctors can't make it on the outside. We had a doctor, when I first arrived in prison, we had a doctor who resigned because the warden told him, you got to stop prescribing medication to all these prisoners. And he said, I only prescribe medication when they need medication. The warden said, yeah, but it costs us a fortune. You have to stop giving prescriptions. And the doctor resigned rather than be told who can and can't get medication.
It's a violation of his Hippocratic Oath.
That's right. That's exactly what it is. So we went about 6 months with no doctor at all. So you were shit out of luck if you really needed to see a doctor. We finally got a doctor. He was a pediatrician who had lost his medical license because he was accused of molesting a child at the Cleveland Clinic.
Oof, awesome.
And that's who the prison doctor was.
Yeah, they just don't. I mean, they don't care. When I tell people like, oh, you're thinking of protesting or whatever, be careful. Like if you, like I use a rescue inhaler, you don't get to bring that with you.
No, sir, you do not.
You're completely on your own, right? Mm-hmm. If you are on, SSRIs and you need those to get by and maintain, your mental stability,